So what we've been having is we've doubled the higher education system in terms of student numbers. So we moved from about 420,000 students in 1994 to over 1 billion students this last year. But for the last 15, 16 years, effectively what we've been doing is the subsidy per capita has been declining. And university vice chancellors and executives have had to make up for that. And so the way they've dealt with it is by increasing fees. And when you've been having double-digit increases of fee increases for over 15, 16, 20 years, effectively what you've created is you've priced higher education outside the hands of not only the working classes but the middle classes. And effectively that was the rebellion last year. It's a legitimate rebellion.
And there was a call for free education. Is it possible in South Africa?
You know, ideally, if you ask me, would I like it, I would say yes. I think free education tax the rich, get the poor, and subsidize the poor. The problem is this, that I do not think we have the political will in our society to do it. I do not think we have a possibility to pay for it. You could increase probably VAT by 2%. That will pay for this. The problem would be that poor people would be paying the consequences of VAT. And that's something you don't want to do. You could get increase in corporate rates, increase in individual tax rates, etc. But you'd have to increase it by 5, 6, 7% to make that feasible. And in a climate where you have mobility of capital, capital flight, a kind of serious question around trust in the state, that's not going to be feasible. So ideally, if you ask me, I would have loved it, but I don't think the conditions exist for that kind of thing. I think what is possible is free education for the poor, a subsidized education, and probably loans for the middle classes, and the rich must pay. And that's the system that I think we're looking towards. Sizwe Nkosana is exploring a funding model. I think that it's a very incredible model. It comes with a trade-off. Our students will have debt, and that's sad. And it's something that we're going to have to address down the line. But, you know, in a sense, you actually have to move to a vision not from a world you wish existed, but from a world that does exist. And I think we're going to have to make hard trade-offs in this current context.
And the problem of the missing middle, how big a problem is it, and how can they be helped?
So I think it's a huge problem. At a place like Wits University, we have 35,000 students. NSFA students are less than 3,000, less than 10%. Effectively, the missing middle is our problem. This is why these protests started at Wits, UCT, Stellenbosch, etc. It's a middle-class revolt around the cost of higher education. Now, the question is what to do with it. I think the one feasible model is the banking model. It comes with the debt. Now, when people say to me, well, that's not fair, I accept that. But if you don't have the banking model, the state's not going to make the money. What are the other alternatives? I haven't heard a rational alternative. Now, people say, well, tax the state. Ideally, I think that would be great. Do I think that that's going to happen? No. In that context, we need a second best option, and this is what it is.
And how do we then bring in private companies to assist in this problem?
So I think private companies can assist. So for instance, social Sizwe is often saying that you need this banking model based on social responsibility bonds, etc. I think the private sector can make investments. I think the private sector can make investments in more scholarships available. And that's something, if we can pay for 100 million for a golf challenge, why can't you make similar kinds of investments into the university system? So I think we need some. You can get them to invest in research. In many parts of the world, companies invest their research divisions into the university, so you can get students working at that, you can pay stipends, etc. I do think our companies can be far more innovative in engaging the universities, and our universities can be more innovative in engaging the private sector.